everyone, my name is Yola Bosayomi Omofe from the Electricity Hub, and today we have exciting content for you. Today we are live at Possible EVs discussing the feasibility of e-mobility in Nigeria, and we have the Chief Operating Officer of Possible EVs, Mr. Adepegba Oduntan. Nice to have you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much.
So could you tell us about Possible EVs?
Possible Electric Mobility Limited is a pioneering electric vehicle company that is looking at decarbonizing transportation in Africa. Our focus essentially is providing sustainable and clean and green transportation for Nigeria and the continent. And we're looking at doing this in different ways, looking at local manufacturing, and also making electric mobility accessible to the masses.
Thank you so much. That's actually very interesting. So far, how do you see the prospect of e-mobility development in Nigeria?
Well, I would say it's a new industry entirely. So it's picking up. We hope in the next couple of years we'll be able to have a lot of adoption, especially with the situation of the country right now with the removal of the fuel subsidy. We've seen a lot of increase in cost of transportation. So electric mobility is a sustainable and much more affordable option and alternative to this.
Talking about manufacturing, you mentioned local manufacturing earlier, and with the skyrocketing rate of FX now, because I think dollar is about 1,900 now. I'm not sure, but what are the prospects for local manufacturing? Is it going to be tedious, or e-mobility going to be a thing for the elite class of the society?
Well, so in terms of manufacturing, because of the FX, that's all the more reason why we need to have local manufacturing. Because if we're manufacturing locally, that means the inputs of productions and all are all local. They're sourced locally, and what that does is it actually makes it cheaper. So our reliance on importation of these reduces, thereby reducing our FX needs. So I feel manufacturing is actually the way to go to help Nigeria solve some of these foreign exchange issues and challenges that we're having. Because when we manufacture and we're able to even export these vehicles, then we would have more injection of foreign exchange into the country.
That's really nice. So now, what are the different classifications of electric vehicles?
So off the top of my head, you have your battery-powered electric vehicle. That's the BEVs. You have your plug-in electric vehicles. Those are like hybrid vehicles. So for those are basically the broad classifications when it comes to electric vehicles. And when we also mention vehicles, please note that it cuts across different types. So you have the two-wheelers, that's your bikes. You have your three-wheelers, like your kekes and all. And you have the four-wheelers or more, which is your cars, your sedans, trucks, buses and all.
Okay, so which one, if I was drive from Lagos to London now, which one's going to take you?
Well, actually, it depends. So for your battery electric vehicles, those ones are fully battery operated. But for your plug-ins, those ones use both. So you have your regular combustion engine, but you also have they're hybrid. So you also have the electricity part. So you can plug them and it takes you for a certain range or mile. Then when that is exhausted, it switches to your regular fuel. So you have those two different types.
That's really nice. This is our first e-mobility taxi in Nigeria, and it's 100% carbon free. Now, Mr. Adepegba Oduntan will tell us about the properties and how this operates.
So these are 100% electric and 0% emissions taxis. It's one of the brands that we have here, and they run fully on electricity, so no fuel. It's your full battery electric vehicle. So when you open it up, no engines, nothing like your spark plugs, oil filter, or anything like that. And this particular model has about 300 kilometers in range. So to give you a perspective, from Abuja to Kaduna is about 190 kilometers. So you'd go from Abuja to Kaduna and still have enough to run around town. That's the range of this.
So averagely how many hours? That's like 10 hours?
So not really. It's more in terms of kilometers, how long you'd use it. And one thing with electric vehicles, they do way better in traffic than your regular cars, because your regular cars, once your engine is on, it consumes fuel. But for this, once you're not in motion or moving, what it consumes is very little. The electricity it uses is extremely little. Just something that powers the interior or the air conditioning or something like that. Yeah.
So what do you think is, in your opinion, what are the best battery options? What's the best type of battery for e-mobility? I've read reports that have said graphene batteries are better. Some are saying lithium are better. While some are saying attaching a solar panel to the vehicle is the best to support it while it's charging, the sun is heating, just transfer of energy system. So what is the best option for you?
Well, the truth is, you can't say one or the other is the best right now, because they are pretty much new technologies. Yeah. We still need a couple of years to be able to understand them better. Yeah. And also to test them. So I think it'll take a while for us to be able to say this battery is better than the other. And when it comes to solar panel, being attached to the car, it really depends, you know. For smaller vehicles like your tricycles, that may work because the size of the battery is not too much. Larger cars like this, you would need a full scale solar charging setup for that. And you can't put that on top of the car. Yeah.
For this kind of cars, do they have to come here to charge, or there are already set up charging stations around Abuja to support them?
So we are working with different partners to expand the network of charging infrastructure across the city and also across the country. So that's one of the challenges of it being a new industry, the infrastructure. But I feel it's something that would pick up really fast. It's true that EVs are slightly more expensive than their counterparts internal combustion engines. That's why we're working with partners, financing partners that are able to provide funding for asset acquisition so that the regular people and everyday people can have access to EVs such as this.
As it says over here, the time is right for electric cars. In fact, the time is critical. Thank you so much to Prosper Electric Mobility for supporting the energy transition scheme and supporting the SDG 7 to make our lives better. Thank you so much, guys. See you soon. Bye.